going in there. And I mean, if you take a look at the chart and you kind of understand when he came back in, you'll really be able to see that some of these efforts over the weekend have really yielded some good results for the project, and it's allowed them to get some additional funds going to really keep this push alive. So excited to help them kick off their AMA tour today. Let me just get the CEO here unmuted. I see him down at the bottom there. How's it going today, boys?
It's going. Let me get the video going again. Everybody's doing stuff here. I'm over here at the side. I just am manning the computer. Yeah. Hi guys. I'm Russell. Also that. Sorry. Sorry, I got it. That was me. I thought I pressed it hard enough, and I obviously didn't.
What's the link to the room?
Yeah, we're just sitting here talking to myself again. Yeah, so I'm Russell, and this is Kayla or Alana, and this is Ashley or Ginger. I'm also the dabbing daddy or Smash. Yeah,
What's
nice
the
to meet
link
you guys.
to the room?
It's in the group. It's t.me /Caesar_calls. Cesars.
Like that?
Yeah.
With an S on the end?
Mm-hmm.
Underscore what?
Calls. It's right here in the picture. That's why I pointed at it.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, guys. Girls and
That's okay. That's okay. No rush here on our end.
We're sharing it on Twitter and stuff and trying to, like, you know, do that, you know. Use our organic reach that we've worked so hard to build.
To feel that. So let me just give it, yeah, like I said, I'll give it a minute or so. I can get the recording fired up there, and then I'll do a bit of an introduction to the project, and then I'll kind of let you guys take over. And
Yes, sir.
It's kind of funny, I actually was chatting with Sugar Daddy there on another AMA. He put his hand up for a question, and then it's funny enough, we're working to get another AMA set up, so it's awesome when I have a chance to chat with somebody, and then they're on the channel as a partner. So really excited to have you guys here. As I mentioned, we get a lot of requests for projects kind of in the earlier stage of their life cycle. I know when we first started chatting this morning, I think when I woke up, you guys were around 60K, 65K or something like that. But I know Sugar Daddy's been getting some of the marketing efforts ramped up, and a few calls have gone out. So really nice to see the response from the community early today, and kind of hoping the AMA can help push you guys through to some new all-time highs. Yeah,
yes sir. It's been like just probably one of the like craziest and hardest experiences like of my life. Yeah, it's actually been really great, and I'm really proud of like how everything's going, and especially now that we got FettyCoins and it's up and it's live, and you know the beta is there, and it's not just something that I was talking about in AMAs, and people are actually being able to see the functionality of it, and you know that's pretty cool, and I like it, and it's fun.
Yeah, I'll say like what you guys have done for a project kind of at this cap with the decks. I kind of touched on it in my write-up. Rubik that you guys are on, kind of allowing the ability for people to utilize and purchase across 9 different chains, I believe it is, and swap between over 10,000 coins and Fetty. So, I mean, I know at this point in the project's life cycle, having that ability to engage with bigger markets and bigger coins and allow those communities to swap for your own is huge for you guys. So I gotta say congrats on that, especially at such an early stage of the project. We're getting some good people jumping on right now, so let me fire up the recording.
Yes, sir.
I can do my intro and really pass over the mic to you to go from there. But it's gonna be an exciting one because you guys are still super early, and like I said, there's some things you guys are doing and the cap you're at that we don't see in this space, so it's really exciting to have you guys here.
Thank you. I'm really nervous to be here because I've been up for like 4 days getting ready, and that I only had like a small nap between that because you know the girls made me do it. Yeah, when you get like really tired, you can't fight back, and then little people can beat you. So
I feel you on that. I get there sometimes. I was on like a 36-hour day myself over the weekend, so I'm right there. But guys, officially, we're going to kick things off. We have Russell here from FettyCoin joining us, as well as I think it was Rachel and Ginger,
Lana or Kayla. Lana or Kayla, or Ashley or Ginger.
Okay, I got one of the two. And then we got Russell here and the team from FettyCoin. So as I alluded to earlier, this is a project that launched on January 25th. It was a fair launch. They started around 60K cap. So this has been a really interesting first few days for the project. As I mentioned in my post, they had a new marketing advisor come on about 72 hours ago. And if we look at the chart, with the new marketing strategies they've been able to push out, some of the calls they've gotten, the community has really responded. I believe they're over 1,000 now in Telegram, and about 300 to 400 active every time I've been in the group. So for an early stage project, the hype is definitely there, and I know these guys are growing. As I talked about, they're active on Rubik, which allows them to be traded swapped across 9 different blockchains, as well as being exchanged from over 10,000 coins. So it's really unique at this early stage of the project's life cycle, what they've been able to accomplish at Fetty. So I'm going to pass it over to Russell to actually jump into the project, the vision a little bit more, and introduce himself. But super excited today to have this project on. I know we've been getting a lot of requests for lower cap projects coming on for AMAs, and I think you guys are a prime opportunity for the community to learn about a cool project and get in at a better entry point. So the floor is yours, my man.
Okay, I'll just hop in the middle for this while they continue the social media. My name is Russell, of course. I also go by the Dabbing Daddy, and I founded FetFan when I was in college about 10 years, almost a decade ago. I was a photographer and a digital artist, and I was actually in a class, and I had like this gigantic argument, a class like teacher to like student type argument with my professor about, the way that artists, they're not really behind their times, because they're like, oh, this artist, was ahead of their times or was behind their times or whatever it is. And I was like, well, I don't really believe that artists are ahead of their time. I believe that the people who consider art what is art are behind their times, because every single time that you get a new museum curator or whatever, there's updates and increases, there's changes that happen into the art, and most of these times these are younger blood and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily that people are ahead of the time. It's just that the old people that are stuck in their ways are behind their time. And I went to pretty much I brought the thought together of FetFan to be able to bring like people from all over the world who didn't have like gigantic names to be able to make like really to be able to showcase their artwork, their pictures and stuff like that. And as a digital artist, it was really, really cool. It gave us, like an outlet and a way to reach. We eventually needed a way to be able to like monetize it better. We had started out as an invite-only community, just because, there was like spammers and attacks, and it was like really annoying. So invite-only was so much easier. But we were still having enough activity to be able to like work with Google Ads and stuff like that. But then as we started expanding, we actually integrated with PayPal, because I was a college student and I couldn't afford like a 10K, 15, 20, 30K, credit card gateway built into my website. So I actually had to get an exceptional policy with PayPal, because FetFan has nudity on it, right? And I had to go through this like whole vetting process to prove that it wasn't a porn site and this and that. And I got this exception to policy. And then within about probably like 6 or 8 months, they also updated a bunch of other policies, which excluded a lot of our overseas people. A lot of the people that were on our site were streamers, and cameras or stuff like that. They were some type of service provider, and they started being really strict on, taking PayPal accounts. Like I myself, I've lost like probably 10 PayPal accounts for stuff that like has nothing to, it was just like a bullshit ass claim. So, and then with the region restrictions and stuff like that, it made it really, really difficult for people to be able to, we wanted to be able to sell like our art, from, all over. And the magazine was going to be a way to showcase and stuff like that. At the time, NFTs and major, like what's happening in the last 2 years in the BSC network, that wasn't really a reality in that time. And so I had to look at larger coins, Bitcoins and stuff, that's where it was pretty much. So I initially started moving towards that, but then once I finally found an integration that I could work with, which was BitPay, it just, the fees and the way to be able to get a coin onto it, it costs a lot of money. It costs like $10,000 and it was like really expensive. So then I started looking for, influencers that I could work with. The problem with is having a brand new site that doesn't really have anything, and you have limited money means you have limited like quality to influencers. So I was like really having a problem being able to find people that I could count on to be able to do what the heck I was paying them for. And so then we're making magazines, we're trying to move into the direction that we can be able to like monetize with crypto and making it, actually financially viable without like our crypto being ripped by, all these different processors or taxes or whatever it was. So I was having all these issues being able to trying to find an influencer. So finally I was working. When we moved to Alaska, I worked as the Chief Information Security Officer for the state of Alaska. State of Alaska's Department of Public Safety. I was the CISO for all of the Department of Public Safety, all the troopers, which was really cool coming to Alaska because I had just came to Alaska and I'd never been to Alaska. None of us had ever been to Alaska, and all we knew about Alaska was this like the Trooper show and like Wild Wild West. And so like one of the first places we went into was like Wild Wild West, and then I got a job with a trooper, and I was like, I was the head IT like security guy, so I just like walked around doing my thing, and I like got to hang out with like the entire staff. So like for me, as like a nerd, that was like kind of cool. And then I took a job as an IT manager here in Alaska, in rural Alaska, overseeing 27 hospitals, or 27 clinics and one main hospital. And I tried to work on my magazine in between, and was fighting with it. And then my employers like didn't like that I had a magazine that had boobs in it. And so then we moved back to Anchorage, and I decided that I needed to stop making excuses. I needed to become an influencer myself. If I wanted to make this product happen, then I needed to do something about it myself. So we started streaming. Within 6 months, we won our very first award, which was from Minivens. We won Producers of the Year. And then we followed that up with getting XBiz nominations, AVN nominations. We won Why Not Best Cam Couple. We've had AVN nominations every single year. So in addition to be able to have a vehicle, be able to have some type of organic reach, to be able to make, the NFT marketplace, to be able to make the coin, make everything work, because I needed to have some type of utility. And I knew that like FettyCoins and FetFan wasn't going to be like totally enough. So we had our cam, we had all of our followers from our streaming, and then the summer before last, we got rid of our home, actually, our big gigantic house. We moved into an RV, and we booked a reality, like a docu-series with director Bree Mills, with the sole intention of driving around Alaska and finding a property that would be able to provide use for my coin and my ecosystem. So we finally found the Willow Trading Post. Within the Willow Trading Post, it has once we get our one aspect of our business up, we'll have 4 POS integrations. I'm working with Clover POS, point of sales, to build an app that will allow, and they're like a nationwide point of sales thing. And pretty much any vendor that utilizes their POS will be able to go into the little app area, boom, and accept my coin. And what that helps for me is now here. So we took the summer off. We found the restaurant, or I found the property that we're going to add that was going to be our vehicle or our mode and our use. It's the Willow Trading Post in Alaska. It's 15 acres. It has a bar and a grill in it, which is one POS application. It also has lodging, which is, you know, cabins and an RV park and campsites, and you can, you know, camp out underneath the northern lights, and it's beautiful. Also, in addition to that, it's going to have commercial cannabis cultivation, which will be another POS integration. In addition to that, it's going to have commercial retail sales, which will be another POS integration. And then there's a couple of people that are in, probably there's a group right now that live in Alaska, that Alaska's all about privacy, and it's like one of the greatest places probably for crypto that you can think about, because it's all about privacy. So many people in Alaska are really turning towards crypto because, you know, they just want their privacy. So there's actually, I probably have about 5 regular vendors that really want to be able to accept my coin. They want to be able to, you know, move towards being able to use her cryptocurrency. And I just realized I just talked a whole bunch.
No, it was a good intro though, man. Like, I think people are picking up on your enthusiasm in the comment section and stuff. In terms of the actual token and like the tokenomics and stuff, how would that feed back into the ecosystem from like a revenue and a payment standpoint?
So I need to I just need a drink of water.
Of course, you definitely need to get one after that.
To hydrate. So I went with that. So if you look at my taxes, I looked at a lot of coins, and a lot of the coins that, especially the ones that were the more reward based, they had a lot of issues, especially at low volume. So I made a plan for being able to do that. The taxes that I did, I went with 3% for liquidity and 3% for rewards. They're a smaller percentage, and it has less of an impact on the lower market cap, you know, ups and downs. Right now, or prior to this, when it was triggering, I think it was selling 2.6 trillion for about 0.44 BNB, which caused, you know, very, very minimal candlestick, and it was all right, and it's moving in the right direction. The reason that I built it this way is someone that actually utilizes credit card companies. It really kind of sucks how you can get charged anywhere from 3 to like 15 or 17% just for being able to, just for wanting to accept a credit card. So my thing is that if you are accepting Fetty, you know, there's all the taxes are right in there, and there's no additional taxes. You know, we get like, for example, on FettyCoins and FetFan, we won't charge for listing, right? Because we're gonna make money when, you know, transactions happen, and that's gonna be able to fuel our charity funds, our team taxes, our marketing, you know, all that stuff. And I just feel like it's working really, really well for me, because it's kind of that 12% is where I personally like to be able to trade at, and I kind of made it so it's something that I would enjoy trading too, because I didn't take any tokens, and that was a big thing. Is I hate, you know, getting rugs, you know, pulled out from underneath me. So there was no team reserve tokens. Everything, you know, was bought, you know, afterwards, you know, on the open market, and yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know, and I know like the lower tax as well will allow, because I know within your lock there's 25%, I believe, locked for listings, CDX listings, if I'm not mistaken, from looking at the research that Sugar had sent over to
Yes, sir.
beforehand. So exactly, like those lower tax coins, I know when you're pushing towards listings, the bigger listings, they prefer, you know, less on the taxation side, so it's good that you guys are focused on that as well. Just thinking longer term, right? Kind of
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Ecosystem grow.
You know, because everyone knows that, you know, if you have SafeMoon, you know that if you get, you know, SafeMoon from one place, you're not getting like taxes the same way. If you have Evergrow, you're not getting taxes the same way. It's quite, you know, common knowledge that, you know, that happens. So I wanted to be able to have something that would still provide enough to be able to fuel the mechanisms that I want to be able to do, with causing, you know, minimal impact on, you know, the economy, and also without making it look like, you know, I'm just like fat catting and stuff like that and just being this rich guy running around. You know, I've worked my butt off. The Willow Trading Post was founded in the 1950s. It was founded before Alaska was America. So it is old. It's older than my dad. So I spent the last year literally crawling under buildings, learning how to do plumbing and fix broken water pipes and fix septic and whatever, all for like this dream of being able to, you know, form this, you know, completely decentralized cross-chain, you know, free market where everybody can, you know, exchange ideas and they can do it in like a safe manner. You know, when I start talking about the site, I'll be able to talk about the verifications and the blue checks and stuff like that, and the users or group settings, which it prevents a lot of the nonsense that happens within the crypto world. You, for example, I know that you have people that, you know, try to claim to be you and steal your shit, because I literally get written by one of them at least once a day. So let me see if I just jump on here real quick, see how I'm already talking about it. Where's it at? Hey, yay, where's the screen? Okay, so is this the right one? Oh, I'll go to Brian's actually. Is the vision good? Okay, so this is Coin Launch Marketing. So you see we have, I'm making sure you guys can see. So basically this blue check, the verification that's built into it. I also can be able to do like KYC, and I can, you know, link, you know, put little badges on it, icons, all that cool stuff, you know, awards, everything you can think of I can do. All right, so this blue check is like your, it spreads around with you, right? So the blue check is based upon a personal account, right? Now, if it's just a coin or a project that looks good and we just want to be able to like verify it based upon their social media and their pre-sales, you know, something like that, because we're like, hey, this looks like a legit ass coin and we want to be able to help them not, you know, get scammed, you know, the verified links are there. But the majority of the time it's going to be projects that are going to be involved, right? Okay, so we have our cute little blue check right here. As we scroll down through here, there's lots of different options. These options are all, you know, you can toggle them and change them and whatever. You have info, you can explain stuff. Your social links right here, the way that this is connected is, you know, verified links. All right, so you come over here, you have page admins, you have, you know, all of your different things. His stuff is his primary content is on YouTube, so I have YouTube integration so that, you know, he can share his YouTube stuff. Now, one of the coolest things about it, so you see this little page admin section that's right over here. Anyone that is on the project will be in this cute little page admin section, right? So you can't have people that are saying that, for example, let me take another drink of water. Ugh. Go to pages, we'll go to mine because it's actually got me connected.
T-main slap.
Alright. Okay, so it actually goes somewhere. So like, I love you so much. Okay, so all of our verified links are there. Now, the Trinos, he's always getting people that are like saying that they're connected to the site or connected to his program, and it's not real, or he wrote the contract for when it's not really happening, right? So, for example, he writes a contract, he gets a page admin request just like on Facebook or whatever, and then he gets added to this page admin list. This page admin list, you can use it to reference like visually easily like who's there, right? Now on the page admin list, you can also see who on the page admins have been verified. When we add the KYCs and stuff like that, we'll be able to see, you'll be able to see which accounts are there, right? So then you click on one of the accounts, right, and it takes you to it. And once it's here, you can see everything that's connected and that's verified. And connected to their primary also is where they can connect their, actually physically verify and connect their social media accounts, so that you can verify that this right here is actually this right here, right? So these projects, it goes all the way down to the base level and is built off of that. So you have your project dev, it goes out, you have your marketing, it goes out, all these different projects are interconnected. You have a dev, that is probably the better option actually. So you come here, so for example, you want to see how people are, what other projects they're connected to. You scroll down here and you can see all of the different projects that, they are connected to. And you can actually just start going through and reviewing and seeing, like, if these people are legit, what type of impact they're having on their projects, whether their projects are successful. And you can legitimately do this. And it's really quite simple. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so then I press back. So the reason I went to CLM is because I was talking about how it applied to you. So, for example, we have all these different areas right here. Now, built into this, in each one of the verified pages, it has the ability to be able to have a marketplace, all these types of integrations. Now, the great thing about this, you click on here, and you can put all of your services, right? You can put them one by one. So this is a verified page. It connects directly to you. It sends, right now, because my crypto integration isn't there, I don't have the wallet integration. That's what I'm, raising. It's why I made a coin, so I can start doing all this stuff. So basically, you can add each one of your services individually, right, into the marketplace. Someone says, I want, a pin post. They, purchase the service, they send their money, they get added, you get your email, you get your notification, you get your money, you add them to your books, you're connected to them, and when you reach out to someone, let me log in real quick. So we go back to the listing, blah, 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 click on their listing.
Oh, nice.
I click too many buttons. Work. Okay, there you go. So it goes through here. I just put them all into one because that's just how it is. This is how they gave it to me, right? All right. So there will be a pay with crypto, but right now all it is, it hits up like that and it shoots you a DM, right? And it sends in, boom, hey, I bought. I want this service, and it tells you what service they're interested in. You can see their account, which is the really cool thing. Now, if they are a verified person and they're writing you about an account, right? You simply just go to their pages, right? And you go to their profile and you can look and see, what their verified, what their project looks like. You can see what their organic reach looks like because you can see which Telegram groups are actually theirs. You can see, links to their Reddit, their, CoinMarketCap. You can see all of this from like one location, right? And it makes it really, really good. Now, so while we're right here, built into the chat, so built in, can you physically see the thingamajigger? Can't tell if you can see the buttons. Okay, yeah, you can see the cursor. Sweet. All right, so it has full voice. So basically, the chat that's built into here has all the same functions as Telegram has, right? And because the verified settings, only verified blue check folks can make groups, right? So for example, what happened on my pre-sale is just prior to my pre-sale, some spam group just bombed my group, invited everybody, you know, into some random little call group that couldn't respond and had a bunch of masked links, right? Now, that can't happen on FettyCoins because of user group settings. Only verified folks can do it. And if it does happen, you know, either a verified account got hacked or a verified person is about to not be verified any longer. So there's things to address that. Let's see. So it also has full video, groups. All of it is interconnected. It has the ability to fully expand, and you can do all of your shilling and messages and built. Can you still see? Yep. Once again, you can have your video that's integrated. Now this video is just like Zoom. You can have actual, like, full out group chats with, you know, everyone that's, you know, in your thing, and have it all pop up on one, you know, just like everything else. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Sorry, I just get really excited talking about, like, you know, how everything works.
That's okay, man. You don't have to apologize for passion. It's never a bad thing. I mean, I think in an AMA, that's the point, right? A call can get the message out, but I mean, a call doesn't allow people interested to connect with the owner and understand, like, how much time you put in, how passionate you are about the project. And I think in the early stages, those types of factors are big to allow a project to succeed and kind of push through any rough patches it might have.
Yeah, and there's this hole, and we can fix it, and we can make it better, and all it takes is people that actually, like, want to be able to make it better and aren't like, hey, you know, because this is a lot of sites, they're more worried about the quantity of their site instead of the quality of their site. So they allow their sites to get filled up with 10,000 spam accounts. So then you go to a Telegram group that has, you know, 50,000 people but 2 likes or 100 views or something like that. For people that are coming into coin buying, coin minting, any of that stuff, it's much more difficult because, you know, things can be much more confusing, especially when it comes to, you know, scam tokens and stuff like that. They're like, hey, okay, you're back on camera. They're like, oh, yay, I was doing my social media. It's just really easy to get lost in translation in those situations, you know? And I want FettyCoins to be able to be this, you know, integration point, and it's what I did with FetFan, and I just made it like a hub, and I made it this place where people could share their stuff and be able to use it to be able to share share their artwork, share their projects, share their feelings, whatever it was. You know, then eventually it moved to, hey, we want to be able to, like, do an NFT marketplace. We want to be able to have a safe for work version, which is the FettyCoin side, but we also want to be able to have a not safe for work version, because we have a lot of artists that do really, really amazing work, which, you know, some people, it's amazing and it's beautiful, and I have, like, a video I was going to show you, which is pretty safe for, it doesn't have actual exposed anything, but let's see if it plays. Will it play right? Okay. You guys see? So these are some of the artists and some of the issues that, you know, we have had. And these are all artists from all over the world that want to be able to, you know, showcase their different art and be able to get seen, you know. And people, you know, they judge it completely negatively because of their own feelings about, like, nudity or whatever it is, but, like, some of this stuff, it's, like, really, really beautiful, and it really stands out, and the amount of work that goes into being able to do it is a lot. I was like, is the view working? Yeah, I like it. So all of these things are potential NFTs that we can do, and all of these artists from all over the world who make such, like, amazing art, you know, they want to be able to have this avenue to be able to do it. And a lot of the marketplaces that currently exist really have very strict rules about what they can and can't do, and the ones that, you know, don't, they are filled with people that aren't, you know, they're scammers. There's a lot of scammers in them and issues like that. Okay. Yay, it stopped by itself. Okay. I'll probably shut up for a second.
No, that was great, and I do completely agree with you because there's been other projects I've had on in the past where they've kind of hit kind of a barrier or a wall because of some of the content or imagery that they've had in their graphics or their NFTs or a name that's maybe in the project, right? So I do definitely understand what you guys are building towards, and that audience. It definitely exists within this industry because, as you mentioned, they've been segmented out by some of the other marketplaces just due to content and stuff like that. So there is a huge opportunity, and there's definitely, as you guys can continue to grow and get attention on the project, I mean, I think it's cool that what you guys are doing, partnering up with some of these channels for notoriety and offering AMAs and just continuing to grow partnerships. And obviously, as people come onto the channel and partner with some of the people that you kind of vouch for or have verified, it's going to allow them to hopefully grow into that swap, have their coin as well against you guys. So it just continues to grow the ecosystem and partners that you guys have on the back end.
Yeah, so, and it's just like the great thing about it, and what we learned from like COVID and, you know, Elon Musk is that if you can get enough people that, you know, care about something together, you can do whatever you want. You can make whatever you want succeed. It's just that simple, right? So for example, I want to be able to provide like large scale promos, right? So depending on, you know, what the market cap of the coin is, right? But let's say it's just like a higher cap and they're 5%, they can afford to spend, you know, 10,000, they can afford to, you know, give about 10 grand worth of their token away for a week, right? And it's like it's going to be like their launch week, and then we have 10 rooms, right? And throughout that week, those 10 rooms that have 10, 20, 30 shows, they pick their, you know, their biggest, their best shows, and they give away $100 of that, you know, token, right? Throughout the week. So let's say 3 or 4, 5 days a week, each one of these rooms are, you know, giving away their token, and that's a good thing for their users because, you know, they're getting some like, you know, potential, you know, diamond level stuff if they hold it, you know, super duper long term. And the people that don't, the ones that do cash it out, you know, proof of concept for your coin. So you get to see your taxes work, you get to see it start functioning, you get to see volume start moving, you know, like things start to happen. So then you have all of these different channels that are all doing this stuff, and they, you know, if it's a sponsored coin, you know, they have the little, you know, ads up in here, you can buy whatever this is and we're going to give this coin away and blah blah blah. You know, that's going to increase the, you know, organic reach of the, you know, the project, the coin. That's going to increase their potential volume, and we could essentially like make any coin that we wanted to successful.
And I definitely think as you guys continue to grow, like I said, it's still super early, not even a week old in the market at this point. So I think what you guys have been able to build up so far, and the fact that you've kind of situated yourself at a home base and are building up some of the real world utility and the point of sale pieces in the ecosystem is really exciting. So I don't know if there was anything else technically you guys wanted to cover off about the project. I'd love to hear a little bit more about the marketing. That's the one piece.
Yeah, I will
jump into, and some of the things.
Just some real quick proof for you guys. See how long. Like, this is how long I've been working on this project. You can see the dates. This is FetFan's back end. All right. Okay, so marketing wise, we have been, of course, so we started this week, probably Wednesday, in preparation. We started streaming pretty much like nonstop through our Chatterbait channel. Our Chatterbait channel has roughly 430,000 followers. We talked a lot about the coin. We were actually doing that all the way up pretty much until I had to go take a shower. and come see you. And it was just Lana and I. We were just hanging out and talking about the coin, and I was making some flyers and work, and I was actually trying to get the rubric up because I want to be able to put in a certain configuration. I want to be basically I want to be doing like a linear design, and like the top little header is going to have the rubric and it's going to be connected. So you had mentioned that was really cool, and Sugar Daddy he had helped organize that and get that going and get that set up and processed through. So in addition to that, we also, I don't know if it was mentioned, so we have Whitebits. We are official listing partners for Whitebit. And we can sponsor up to $4,000 of a listing fee on whitebit.com. Whitebit.com is a top 4. Last time I looked, they were a top 46. They're somewhere around there. And in the next 3 to 5 months, they're in the process of getting their KYC to be able to accept U.S. clients. So they want to be able to accept U.S. clients, and I'm a U.S. client who is building a brand new website who's looking for a centralized exchange integration. I want to be able to, so Whitebit, they agreed, and I will be integrating Whitebit.com. Their centralized exchange will be integrated into FettyCoins.com so that users won't really have to click on any links. They can do the majority of limited trading. They just can't do I think it was fiat and KYC and stuff like that through my site. They'll have to go to the whitebit.com site. But that just provides that little added layer of security, because it's keeping things for the most part within our domain. Shoot, if you want to talk about marketing, I don't want to talk so much about everything. So marketing, I brought on Sugar Daddy. I also, as of, I don't know if she's in here, Shilling Queen. I brought her on yesterday.
Thanks.
And then Monkey has someone, Monkey Shanty, he's our contract dev, and he actually he stepped in and really helped out. So after my pre-sale, the old marketing team, they scammed the private investors that they brought out of they took 50 BNB out of the 100 BNB that I raised in my private, and then they told all of their private folks that I was scamming from them and stealing from them and blah blah blah, and flooded every single time I tried to have a sale, until finally I went through the whole process of getting everyone to prove that I'm not, and get them listed as scammers by Pink. Yeah, so had bad experiences. But the new marketing folks, these guys, which I think is what happened, is I started building FettyCoin, and I started being able to bring what I had in here and I talked about in my AMAs and how it would work into something that someone could look at and someone could hold and see. And once I did that, honestly, it just started coming online. Monkey Shanty, he stepped up, and he actually tried to help me to get some of my some of my money back from one of the devs. And it wasn't successful, but he tried. And then he fully sponsored the whole project. He sponsored the liquidity for the fair launch. He made the contract. He helped me through everything, and was really really cool. And then he had put me in contact with I think it's Blackwash, and also I have a team full of folks. I don't know if you know Ling. He helps with the Chinese market. He's been here since day one. And the majority of the private folks that kind of were in it for a long term and believed in the project, they are all mods. I think I have a good handful of them now. So what I did with my private folks that got stuff yeeted from them, I went through a bunch of different scenarios about how I could because I knew a lot of people, they wanted to be able to have Fetty, but with what I was going to be able to launch it at, there's no way that I could give, you know, them insane amount of Fetty with $10,000, right? So we issued 5%, right? So 5% with whoever was there at max. Even if everybody dumped on day one, it would be a max loss of our 10K of 2,500, right? And you know, things are gonna start moving. But in addition to that, I'm actually going to be paying back everybody's contribution that contributed to the private. So they get 5% of the value of what they contributed at launch that they can, you know, hold, which for most people was like 1 trillion or 2 trillion tokens, you know, depending on which it was. Which 1 trillion tokens is a solid ass amount of tokens that you're getting for free. And then out of my team tax, as it builds up, I'm gonna pay them all back and send them all the 100% of their money that they contributed back to them. The ones that, you know, hold on to the 5% that we sent out, you know, it's my hope that it will be able to transition into, you know, a real amount of money for them, so that, you know, if they need money, or if they, you know, if they can make $1 million, like that's like my goal. I want to be able to help people like me not have to stay like me. I want to help people that are poor and want to work hard have a vehicle to be able to step up out of that, because I grew up really, really poor and I've had to work really, really hard, you know, and I feel that if enough of us got together, we could all maybe, you know, find a more efficient way for us all to be happy.
Yeah, I feel that, and I think that's like a huge driving factor in crypto, right? That's the reason why a lot of people come into this space in the first place, is they're looking for a secondary avenue to help improve their life, right? So I love that you guys are kind of touching on that as well. If you're okay with it, Russ, I'd love to open up. We've had some hands go up, about maybe 7 to 8 throughout the presentation. I know some have gone down, but I'd love to start opening up some questions with the community here, if that's okay with you.
Go for it, sir.
All right, so we got Mike, we got Jenny here first. Mike, how's it going today? Hey guys, if I call you out, just make sure you guys take the mics off mute, just to keep the convo flowing. I know sometimes there's just a bit of a delay in Telegram, but Mike, I got you unmuted on my end right now.
Yeah, man. I hear a lot of good stuff concerning the MA and stuff like that. But as I know that this is a new project, and I just want to ask, as you all know that the crypto space now is in a red market, so how what initiative are you going to put to make this project a success in this red market that we are in now?
Well, so this is a fair launch token, and I've been working on this for 10 years. So the purpose of this, and the way that the taxes were made, it's made so that we can actually build a real ecosystem. I have built an ecosystem to be able to build a truly transactional cryptocurrency. I have built it. I have literally built it. I am sitting in the bar for that right now. Like everything that I've talked about with my friends for the last decade, like I built it and it's here, and it's not, you know, I'm not a millionaire, and I literally shuck my ass on cam to make every single penny that we did and that we raised, but we built it, and all we need now is for people to be able to use it. And with strategic marketing, being able to do sponsors and stuff like that. So for example, the sponsored shows that I haven't agreed to, so I can't say it. We haven't like shuck yet. So, for example, one of the first rooms I'm looking at sponsoring, right? So what we will be doing is issuing them a certain amount of Fetty to begin with, because of course the sponsored, room, whatever, right? But the Fetty will be given away only in their Fetty channel, right? So they get done with all their Telegram stuff, blah, blah, blah. They say, hey guys, blah, blah, blah. If you want to be able to have a chance at, this duck race for Fetty or whatever it is, go to the Fetty channel. And the cool thing about the way that I made Fetty, it has live, it has OBS integration, it's made for streamers. You could actually stream on Telegram. You can stream your Telegram onto your Fetty channel, just by by OBS. And you can put the same content on both sites, and you can start building your following, the users on this site, which is a verified site where you have verified numbers. And you might, have only, let's say you only have 300 or 500 people that are over there, but you constantly have 300 to 500 people that are in that damn chat. Like verified people that are utilizing the site, which are utilizing activity points. I have built-in referral programs, the tiered-based referral program, sponsored referral ad sources. I have integrations for widgeting. Integration, once I get the integration to the crypto into the market, because I'm building it to be my goal is that it's not just going to be, about Fetty. It's about being able to have a free and open crypto market, but a free and open, like, safer crypto market, right? I own, like, all the domains, like everywhere. I own a lot of the domains and that are around mine. And because of the way that I have it built up within the SSL, the only way really for a scammer to be able to do something is to be able to make like a clone site, right? Now, the thing with that is if they click a link that is outside of my Fettyverse, then they're gonna get a warning and they'll know, hey, you shouldn't click this link. This isn't where you're trying to go. This is a bad site, and if it's a blacklisted, it won't even let go. But so doing all that integration and the long-term growth and the building of the coin, I just finished the final phases of my iPhone Android application, and that's in the final process. It should be going, get ready for store review. And I've done that for both. I don't think that I'm going to be accepted for FetFan on iOS right away, just because they're a little bit different. And also integrations. So I also plan on working with finding other centralized exchanges that I can pretty much be the social media vetting source for, right? And they can come to our site, they can look at a coin, they can see, this channel has, 100 verified users in it. This channel has this channel has that. There, I can see their Reddit, I can see how it's connected and it's linked. I just said a really long answer. Sorry.
Mike, hopefully that answers the question there, man. Lots of info, so I would assume so.
Yeah. Thanks, man. You really answered the question. I like your enthusiasm, man. This way is going to be mad. I just like the stuff. I like the way you speak, and I like everything about this project. So thanks, man. Thanks, Maurice.
Thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think his enthusiasm is definitely contagious. I would say that. So I called out Jenny next. Jenny, you're up.
Jenny.
Good old Forrest Gump reference.
Problem is that every Jenny I know literally hates that. So I probably.
They're like, yeah, I've never heard that before.
I never heard that before. Ha!
Hey Jenny, if you wanted to get your mic unmuted, I have you unmuted on my end now.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Fine, thank you. So this has been a great presentation so far from the guy in charge. Seem to have a lot to say about your project, and that's great. And this utility is fresh for me because I have a lot of bags in P2E, metaverse, swaps, and all that. So this is something different, and yes, I just secured myself a nice bag. But I was going through your website and I saw something struck me. I saw that the moniker scammer slammer. It made me think that perhaps there's you have something to maybe scan contracts, to know if something's a honeypot. That's what came to my mind. But I didn't see anything like that, so I just wanted to know if you could, I don't know, throw back some light on the meaning, or if you plan to have something like that in the future.
Oh yeah. So the scammer slammer is just like a cute little slogan. So I have like two kind of like cute little slogans that I came up with. So Fetty White. I guess I could talk about her real quick. She's actually, I grew up pretty much being raised by my grandparents, my grandmas and grandpas, which was my grandparents on my father's side. Both of my parents worked. My father was a garbage man, so I didn't really see him. And my mother, she worked all day, and I was a little kid, so I stayed with my parents. And by the time they came home, I was gone, or they were, I was asleep or whatever. So I literally spent my entire life growing up hanging out with Betty White, and I really was like, I made Fetty White 100% with the goal of someday, hopefully, Betty White, seeing Fetty White and wanting to meet me and give me a hug. When she died, I literally fell down crying, and I was like, oh my God, my dream is over. Yeah, so the scammer slammer, where as I start moving forward with, as we're starting to integrate more with the IM stuff, we'll be able to, integrate with those things and those tools to be able to provide that. And the main aspects is the verification, and if someone is trying to scam on FettyCoins, because of the reporting and because it's being monitored and it doesn't have 500 billion trillion accounts, they're gonna get booted from the site. So they're gonna the scammer is gonna get their ass slammed right out the door. So, and it rhymed and it looked cute.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Last question. Is there any kind of reflections for holders in our discussion?
Yeah, 3% goes into liquidity and 3% rewards in BUSD. Binance pegged, of course. Sorry.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Hopefully that answers the question there, Jenny. Let me get a couple more questions in here. 1 second. We have Bryant. We got Hodler. We got Zaffy here. So let me get Hodler up. Hodler, how's it going?
Hey, brother, I'm good, man. You?
Not bad. Not bad.
Good to hear that. I like the anti-session. It reminds me of Jen Carey. I don't know why, but okay.
First of all, that is a compliment because Jim Carrey is awesome, and I watch Jim Carrey, and so I'm also higher functioning autistic, so I'm very expressive with my face, so that it's like a masking mechanism for my autism stuff when I'm staring at bright lights.
Okay. Thank God you took it as a compliment.
Yeah.
I just wanted to respond on what Jenny said and what Ross earlier said about, because if I'm not mistaken, who did you say helped you with the contract or the debtors?
Monkey Shanty, yes.
Yeah, I just want to say that he's well respected in the crypto world. So Jenny, you don't have to worry about nothing when he's the debt.
Yeah, so both the first coin that I had that I launched, I actually had Trinos on board. Trinos was going to be on board for this one, but he's just so doggone busy, and Monkey Shanty like was motivated and was like, hey man, he's like, I see your project, he's like, I see you, he's like, I've seen you in this channel, ever since this happened. He's like, you don't go, you're staying there in the community, just taking it, trying to figure out a way and work. He's just like, I want to help you, man, and let's go. He said, pay me. He goes, you can just pay me back when you moon. And I was like, all right, man.
No, just because I'm also afraid, but a lot of people are afraid these days in BSC game, and I just wanted to respond to it. When you did that, then you usually don't have to worry about anything.
That's what I wanted, because also, in the Army, I learned that, you don't have to be the subject matter expert, SME, at everything. You just need to know how to find them, and I was spending a lot of time, I know how to write a smart contract now, and it's, I learned how to do it. But being able to have someone that I can, number one, rely on, that I knows, but also has a reputation to where, just like with Trinos, when I was just like, yeah, Trinos is the contract dev, like, it just shut everybody up, they're like, okay, cool, it's Trinos, yeah, sure, it's Monkey Shanty was the same thing, I said that I was bringing Monkey Shanty on, and we started moving in that direction, and he started, picking his brain, and, how can we do this, how can we do that, how can we protect this, how can we protect that, and he's a really, really great resource.
Thank you, and good luck, and a very nice evening. I bet that won't be a trouble for you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Albert. Nice seeing you out, my man. So we got Bryant here up and Zaffy next. We got some more hands up as well. I don't know if you got a hard cap, Russell, but I'd be happy to take some questions for like another 10, 15 minutes.
You tell us, man. This is the coolest thing I got to do today.
Amazing. So we'll get, who did I just unmute? Unmuted Bryant. Awesome. So Bryant, you're up, my man.
Hey guys, how's it going, man? Hey, so I've been looking into brand new projects, because as you know, one of the best times to get in on a coin is right when it launches, if you can get in soon enough. I got lucky and found Halo Inu right before they launched, and actually turned $15 into $200. But then today, an Elon Musk tweet, and I went and found a coin that matched it, and I only put in $15. It passed like 3 scanners, and so I put in $15, and then it rugged. And it's funny because these guys only made like maybe $50 on the rug. You guys, you were talking about having a way to find out about stuff like this. You guys have a way with all of your whole ecosystem to find out brand new coins, when they're going to launch and stuff like that, or does the developer have to pretty much join your stuff and be on there first? Because I think some people don't like to give out their contract too soon because of bots.
Yeah, and that's 100%. And so there's going to be both options that are going to be available, and my marketing team, and I also really like crypto, so I spend way too much time of my life going through pre-sales on various sites and just seeing what I like, and what I'm hoping to have happen is I'll be able to get some trusted people that can make at least semi-good choices, and they'll feature some coins. Basically, they'll just all you're doing is just featuring a page for it, right? You're setting it up, providing all of their verified links. You put their pre-sale link on there. It's it's all ready to go. And then, you know, if anyone wants to come, they come and claim it, stuff like that. And by having a site that you know, can work and connect with everything and integrate with everything, you can verify, you know, at least a huge majority of their links in their sites, right? Then you can feel more comfortable. I think, for example, I still have it up there. So if I can pull it back up, is it still going, or did I lose it? I think I killed it. Did I? Oh, let me go back to FettyCoin. So, pages. Okay, so you guys can see, so right here, for example, you can put all these nice little custom links that go in here, and it's all connected, right? You know, of course, when you have their verified profile that's over there, you click on this link, it takes you to the verified sale, all right? So you know that it's the verified sale because there's the verified link, right? And you know that it's the verified person because when you come here, you can see that it connects directly and is verified to the accounts that is shown to be able to connect here. So I connect to this thing, and I can see that this is the same that is going to be connected over here, pretty much. So now that doesn't really account for the people that, you know, are making these coins, you know, with the intention of scamming people, and they're setting it all up. But a lot of that comes through, you know, being able to have, like, you know, the community that likes coins and isn't trying, you know, that is more interested in being able to find coins that are, you know, more stable and actually have some type of, like, contribution to the crypto world, then it's just going to make a safer place altogether. Those coins, you know, maybe they're new, they set up, you know, they might not can't afford any, you know, marketing or whatever, but just being able to have a verified link that people can go to and know that, all right, you know, if I lose this sale or if there's all this scam going on, I can go to FettyCoins and I know I can click on that doggone link that's going to be on there and it'll take me to that sale. And just like you just saw with INF token, they had done everything was set up prior to that too. Leaving the pre-sale link up there allows you to be able to click on their old pre-sale to see exactly what happened, right? See whether it, you know, it cleared, how fast it cleared, how much it was, and you can get real knowledge in regards to, you know, what is going on with the token and the token allocations.
Are you also going to have like a contract blacklist where, you know, if somebody finds a contract and sees the dev wallet, they can, you know, put in the dev wallet and you guys would show, hey, this guy had a scam token 2 weeks ago. It's not safe.
Yeah, so because of course only verified people can do that. This is going to be the hard part, right? And this is what I've been talking to people about. And the hard part is that there's going to be legitimate fuck-ups, right? Things go bad during pre-sales. There's nothing anybody could do about it any type of way. No one's actually scamming, right? Now, people that aren't actually scamming, they're not going to dip away. They're going to be like I did. They're going to sit there and they're going to work to be able to fix it, right? So if someone, you know, dips away on a project, then they dipped away on the community and they don't need to be able to come back. So just, it sucks. It sucked bad, like, because I'm doxxed down to my Facebook page. When after the sale happened and the previous marketing started doing what they were doing, I literally had people calling our business, like threatening me, because like I'm doxxed down to my personal Facebook page. I believed in it so much. I was like, well, I still do. That's why I'm docked on my personal Facebook page. Yeah. So my hopes is as I'm working in with these partnerships and starting to work, you know, integrating these widgets. You know, there's lots of things. You know, there's the honeypot bots. There's all those things that are there that we don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to, you know, see how it fits on our car.
Hey, thank you so much. This sounds like a really great project. And Maurice, you can leave me out of the participation drawing. I feel pretty good about what I made yesterday.
Sounds good, my man. Appreciate that. So better chances for everybody else. Bryant, awesome questions. Definitely, like you said, it's a really interesting project. And I love that Russell's been building this for 10 years on his end, and really hopeful that people can start to get behind this, because obviously with what happens, or my dog.
Sounds cute. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's like 12 to 14 pounds, but he wants to act tough all the time. Like if there's anything in the hallway.
So I forgot about this aspect
I
of
wanted
it.
to just say, like, I hope
Games.
people can start to get behind you, because after listening to what you went through, obviously, with that previous sale and some obviously nefarious work being done from previous partners, it's obviously unfortunate. You see it all the time, and it's just really nice to see that you've stayed so positive. Your passion obviously shines through when you talk about the project. And I just really, like, we love hard workers. It's the same thing kind of why I think maybe Monkey would have gravitated towards you and reached out to help, is we see, like you said, you see people walk away from stuff all the time, but what we don't see enough sometimes is people be willing to take the lumps to put put some credibility back into the space. So I just wanted to say, man, it's really refreshing to see on your end all the work you've been doing, and I know it probably wasn't easy dealing with some of those messages and stuff. So it's just really nice to see you stay so positive, kept your head up throughout this, and obviously we can hopefully just help you continue to grow and have this dream and vision of yours come to light.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I almost forgot. So I also will be able to, I'm moving to be able to integrate, along with NFTs, to be able to integrate games, so that people can share their games and, of course, their ecosystem with my ecosystem via their game. And it's there, and right now, so these are just HTML based. So I will be working on finding some game folks that I can integrate with and start partnering with, and with this that's just the whole thing of it, is being able to, it's the dream of cross chain, being able that we can all work together, because just because I like this one game doesn't mean that, I can only have to play this one game, like maybe I want to play this other game, or this dragon game, and I want to play that one then, and I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to be this source to where, game developers that are doing the work, they're not just throwing some like rinky dinky thing together, can be able to, number one, be able to get their game verified, be able to, I want to be able to be something that, like, Coin Market comes to and is like, hey, yeah, check out this profile. I want Coin Market Cap and Coin Gecko and all those freaking places to have a little thing in their Excel that says FettyCoins profile. Like, that's my goal. And yeah.
And the one thing I actually wanted to touch on a little bit, just because I brought it up early, and I feel like I didn't go back to it, was the actual, like, what was Rubik itself, and like how that's helping you guys, because I know that was one of the key pieces I highlighted in my intro and even the post, and then I feel like I didn't cover that enough. So I would
I will show you 1 second. Let me find this spin guy. I'm gonna drop a different application of it, but you'll see, and it's quite interesting. It's right down the avenue of what I'm wanting to do with the integration stuff. Just like when I'm talking to the Morales folks right now as well. So pull this coin up. I am not like marketing said coin situation. So please don't like take it that. All right, so here is this. This is the rubric system. So there will be something like that you see here, but it will be like side to side, and it will be like in the header. And basically you can interact and exchange. It's it's really kind of slick. I'm not gonna lie. And it was kind of cool that they are doing this, and they're really working on their integration, and they're moving towards. I was talking to them today because one of the easiest way for me to be able to apply things is via iframe. Excuse me. So they're working towards that direction because my site is pretty much like PHP block based. I have to make everything interact within blocks so that it stays within the boundaries and it works within our mobile applications and all that other stuff. So it's actually quite interesting, and it's pretty. I think it's like hella user friendly too. So just like anything else, you put your little thing in there, and ours will say Fetty, just like our FettyCoin links currently has, and you can go from there. Yeah, so I'll stop promoting somebody else's. So whoever's coin that was, there you go, guy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you just giving me a little breakdown of that because I did mention that that's obviously something really cool to see a project at this stage. Having the ability to be able to swap between multiple different chains is really, really big because it allows different investor groups with different types of profiles, right? And you know how some of those other chains, like they have a little bit more tolerance to ups and downs in a market than you see in BSC. So it's nice to be able to get maybe a little bit more of a patient audience, I guess would be the best word.
Yeah. And the cross-chain dream, man. Anyone that's in crypto, man, that's just being able to just do all of your fun stuff, without blowing all of your gas because you're hitting Ethereum, Ethereum. I was gonna say Uniswap for Ethereum. And it all integrates and it all goes there, and that's the direction I want my Fetty Dex to go, because Fetty Dex is gonna be the name of my Dex, and I want it to be a completely decentralized cross-chain DEX where it's open for people to be able to pool and pool with other pools and connect and build together as a community, because it's really cool when you can be able to bring enough people together to where you can accomplish somewhat of your dream. I started helping out like around my community with crypto investing like a year or two ago, and I was taking just pools. Like they would be like, I have $100, and I would take 10 of them, and I would take their $100 and I would put it all together and I would put it in a pool. I'd buy whatever amount of crypto that buys after the fiat exchange, and just leave it there for them until it became something and give them their money. And I did that because it's more difficult in people that were not really really good with like DEX exchange and altcoins. Like they probably Robinhood or stuff like that is what they are. Oh, they're like, hey, I'm on Robinhood, can I get you there? And I'm like, no, bro, you can't get me on Robinhood yet, man. Yeah.
Amazing. Like I just think like future potential with what you guys have, and I mean the amount of time you've spent building up this idea and this concept on the back end in real life, and now just transitioning it into the crypto space in a booming market is really exciting. So I definitely think like the long-term potential with the utility you guys have being so unique, some of the followings you mentioned, and a few of the other social channels you have there. What was it, 435K or 530K?
430K, I think. I'll tell you right now.
They have some really big social followings on definitely non-traditional crypto markets, and it just kind of speaks to what you guys hear me talk about a lot in these AMAs in terms of like real world adoption. And with the overall crypto market, I believe only being about
I'll scroll it a little bit
globally. Okay. Nice.
So
yeah, like
Yeah.
Crypto's only 5% globally, so like they're expecting almost a double in this year. I mean, it's a slow start to the year, but every January is always slow. I think you'll see that in every market, not just crypto. Like I'm from the stock world myself, where I started. My girlfriend, like, she still has a bunch of holdings in the stock space, and like most of those are down across the board. Doesn't matter if it's blue chip or more startup based stocks. So I think right now the focus on a lot of projects and yourself is just really building up the utility and the community following. So market's expected to pick back up in maybe February, March. A lot of the experts and analysis is kind of saying. So I just think right now building up everything on the back end and focusing on the real world stuff is really important. I know that's kind of what you're doing, and I think Sugar's really helping kind of bridge the gap on the marketing side right now as well.
Yeah, that honestly, with the old marketing team, there was 3 of them, and they just did nothing but calls, and I feel that, you know, FetFan, FettyCoins, Fettyverse, all the stuff, it shows better like in person when I'm talking about it. I feel that my project and everything that I've done, it's better when you hear it from me, like, because you can talk to me and you can see that, you know, I actually do care about it, and I actually do enjoy it, and it actually is something that, you know, means something to me, you know, and it's not like just some random coin that I decided to put together, you know, because I decided I wanted to have a cryptocurrency, you know. It is a necessary thing so that I can, you know, establish the cross-chain, completely decentralized market free of a financial institute and government oversight. Like, yeah.
Terrific. And I wanted to, so at the end, I think we've had some good questions here from the community and some nice discussion. So at the end, I always do a fun little trivia game for everybody who's kind of here. So I'll direct everybody to the comment section right now on the channel. So if you go into Caesar's Calls, it should be the bottom post, the most recent post put up about the AMA opening with Fetty. So I haven't, hopefully I didn't miss any questions in here. Let's take a quick look.
What do we ATH at? I've been talking.
Honestly, I just, let me double check. Let me pull up the chart right here on another time. Can be slow. Haven't been yet this morning. My chart's going away. Saw it up to like 125 earlier. The last time I kind of checked, it's back down to like just under 100 right now. But I think in terms of what you guys are doing, it's really important to kind of just every time you have a call go out, every time you put out one of these marketing things, just bringing in new people to the Telegram and bringing in some new holders that are maybe, because that's the thing with these lower cap projects is sometimes you'll have people who got in early that as you start to push marketing, they're going to sell on the market that comes in. So they'll go out and then new holders from different communities will come in. So I think the most important thing for a project like this is just if you guys can bump up that floor and grow that floor a little bit every time and be benefited from the reflections that are coming in, over time you'll be able to have the holder base to hit those listings like the CG, the CMC and everything like that. And then obviously as you're in front of more audiences with the fact that you do have the cross swap with the multi-chain available already. It's just, like I said, it's just all about putting it in front of more eyes at this point. And I think as long as you're able to, obviously, people are going to sell as you push marketing as they do, depending on what their threshold is and when they got in and what type of returns they're looking at. But you hope that even if they sell, they keep kind of that moon bag and they keep their holder support in. Because obviously the number of holders and that type of thing and volume and liquidity pool is obviously important when it comes to touching different types of listings and continuing to grow the project. So yeah, like it's just making sure you find those kind of staggered floors as you put out marketing is super, super important in this.
Yeah, so we're talking to lots of folks. I already talked to Traveled, already talked to Golems. You know, those are on the upper end, just like you. So it's a lot of beans. I've also already applied to our CMC twice and fixed all of the issues that they brought up. And, you know, they was actually really cool. Like, the emails that they gave were really informative. Thought it was awesome. I was like, oh shit, thank you. And then, so Boricus from ARU, he's helping with the fast tracking of that. We're actually probably going to apply tonight and see what they said, because they pretty much just said that all we were missing was volume. And, you know, because we're like super docs, we have like 5,000 links that, you know, you can find me at. And so then we have that. Boricus is push, he's handling that. So, and then we're moving towards, I'm probably going to do, so tomorrow is going to, so Mondays, you know, then tomorrow is going to be like shills, giveaways, pins. Wednesday, I'm probably going to be with another room. I actually just finalized it. So Wednesday is going to be a room. Thursday is going to be, you know, pin, shills, giveaways. Friday is going to be an AMA. And then I'm hoping that, you know, that will lead us into being able to sometime around the weekend, early week, be able to hit, you know, travel or golem.
Things, yeah.
Yeah, the bigger things, you know.
Well, and yeah, like I mean, obviously myself running the lounge for the channel, like I do have people reach out, and I mean, I think there's a lot of projects that I've worked with and had on that Brian at Coin Launch is also, just in terms of like I do see a lot of similarities and contacts from those projects that you have on the site that you showed that we've had on. I know I'm in touch right now with DGem, who you guys had, Brian had for an AMA that's posted on the channel. Rui, and there's a number of other ones on there that you guys have worked with that we've done as well. Waru was one at the top that you guys have, and they're going through a relaunch right now. So yeah, like I know a lot of, if anybody ever reaches out as well, I always am able to provide answers or questions or anything like that as well. So I've helped a couple of other projects land on some of these different AMA sites because I'm always willing to give my recommendations and honest feedback, right? And I think the fact that you're so open and so transparent, it just makes, from an AMA perspective, it's just easy to give a good recommendation for you, man, because like it's just your passion shines through. There's a lot of funny comments. It's just like, yo, this guy's definitely got that big dick English going on, like that vibe, right? That BDE vibe going on over there. So I mean, I'm a huge fan of Tiger Woods. My one of my call tags, like for my gamer tag that I use, my skin is like BDE is like my call tag for my clan, right? So
Yeah.
that's just kind of, it's funny that they were saying that because like it made me laugh.
Yeah.
I jumped in the comments and read that. So I want to say, like, yeah, it's just super easy to talk to you, man. You guys obviously have a super chill vibe, and this is something you've been working on, as you touched on, since college. So it's kind of coming to the culmination now of your efforts, and just really happy that we can help. So I think everybody's in the comments section now. We'll start firing off some of those trivia questions here for the 0.1 BNB giveaways. We have 4 to do, and then 1 for participation and questions as
I want
well.
to watch. I
So
like
let
it.
me get the first question going here, guys. I will pin it here. So I'm going to do the questions. I'll post it as well as I'll say it out loud because I know different people have different connections, so it seems to work pretty well. So who is the contract dev on this? That is correct. Shanty. Perfect, Dej. You won that one. 0.1 BNB to Dej. So next question. Done. 2 seconds here, guys.
This is fun.
All right. So next question. How many members do they currently have on Chatterbait? I think that was Vladlin. 430.
Yeah, Vlad's first one, I think.
Vladlin, nice job. So 0.1 BNB for Fetty. Yeah, and when I start messaging the winners now, because like sometimes like because we have a lot of AMAs, I'll just actually say the AMA was from, because it just helps everybody keep track.
So we also, I don't know, and I told all the other rooms, we also have like shit tons of like swag because we're sponsored by.
Yeah, no, I've seen your OTC shop you guys have going on the site.
That was so Token Light, they have an OTC application, but it wouldn't work for what I needed it to do, so I actually had to like, and they wouldn't customize it either. They're like, we don't customize that thing. I was like, all right, well, it doesn't work for tokens that have more than 6 zeros, and most altcoins have that, so I need to fix it. So I like altered it to be able to and fixed it to make it actually useful. And it's actually quite nice because what I'm using it for right now is verified referrals. So anyone that's listening, you make an account on it's FettyCoins.com/Fetty sale. You sign up, you make an account. You go to my token. When you go into that, you will see an area that says referral. You copy and paste that referral link, right? And you send it to a buddy. All you need them to do is sign up with your referral, right, and verify their purchase. By verifying their purchase, because it's manual, it doesn't actually take anything. All you're doing is you're putting your TX hash in there and you're saying how many Fetty you bought, and then I'll just, I can just verify based upon that, what it is. Now, for every single person that you do this with, you get 5% of what they do or what they buy. So, in Fetty, and it's, just a quick little manual thing, and I go and I verify it, and once it's verified, I'll be distributing, the Fetty to the people.
All right, Griff. That's really, what type of merch are you guys going to kind of focus on to start?
Well, so swag-wise, we have like lots of stuff from like Pornhub, Chatterbait, FanCentro, Strip Chat, all these different places that send us like lots of stuff. Like we get lots of swag. Now for our little miss, actually I already have it. So they're a huge thing. Like branding and setting up merch is like a real big thing about being able to. Where is my Shopify thing? Shopify Fetty, see if it pops up. Come on for me. So I actually have it, full Shopify that I'm going to be integrating into. There it is. So I already have a merchandise partner. And I already have full merchandising that's already in effect and going. So Fetty, of course, she's the primary, character for everything, and I have lots of little bitty cute things that, that are Fetty related, in different attire and, different cute little things. She's also going to be like our little NFT and everything like that. So it's all made in that direction. I made Fetty specifically for her being able to be marketable. Right now, and throughout the crypto world, meme tokens, they're so popular. So I literally made Fetty, and I found her, and I fell in love with her, and I worked with. So I found a not what you see right now version of Fetty from an artist that was on like a Shutterstock like alternate site, right? And I spent like a couple of weeks trying to track this person down, right? Because I wanted to buy, the rights to this, what was going to become Fetty. And I couldn't. And then finally, out of nowhere, I finally got a hold of him, and he just pumps them out for me. And I bought the rights to Fetty, and he's ready to go ahead and make as much NFT stuff that need be necessary with Fetty. He's really happy that we could come together to make it into something that would be, you know, if we could bring her to life, you know. And if you look at her, she could go on, you know, she could go on a pop socket, she can go on, you know, a purse, she can go on a hat, she can go on a shirt. I tested her in her current form, like very heavily within the Asian, I don't say Chinese market, the Asian market, because there's like, you know, more than just Chinese people over there. Yeah, they all really loved it. You know, she's cute. You know, she's she's kind of like chibi-like, but not quite chibi-like. She's easy to be able to fit within graphics. Did I talk about Marsing? Oh, second hashtag. So Scammer Slammer and Marsing. I don't know if I said it, but Marsing is really important because I feel that, you know, all coins are always talking about mooning and this and that. And I honestly, you know, growing up as a kid, you know, watching like Back to the Future and all that stuff, like I really believed, you know, that we were gonna be on Mars just like Elon Musk. Like I legitimately like relate to this man's struggle as far as that goes, you know. And growing up as a kid, I was also there. You know, I literally, like, space exploration was like the shit when we were kids. Like, we would go out. Like, if a rocket was, you know, was taking off, you know, school stopped, and I grew up in Florida, so that's why they took off. So, yeah. You go out and do that, you know, all the way up until Challenger, of course. And, you know, I guess when, like, you know, hundreds of thousands of kids go out to watch it and it blows up, you're like, it's not a good thing. We just kind of stopped, you know. So Marsing, the concept behind Marsing is like, I'm not trying to like make it to the moon, you know. Everybody else's goal is just to make it to the moon, you know. NASA made it to the moon forever ago. Like, I'm not trying to do what everybody else is doing, you know. I'm trying to make a truly transactional cryptocurrency that, you know, can evolve and grow through you know, various ecosystems. And my goal is to be on Mars with Elon Musk. So hashtag Marsing.
Like that. I did see that actually on the website as well a few times. I should have asked you about it. I kind of assumed that's what it meant, but I should have asked you about it because it is kind of a brand specific tagline over there that you guys are building out. So we had, how many more? Two more questions here. So I have one question ready to go, prompted in the comments there, guys. So we'll get that one up now. All right, where is the name that they set up in Alaska? Like, name of the place where they're currently set up in Alaska.
This is a quiz question or a question for me?
Yeah, quiz question.
Okay. I was about to answer that shit.
I saw that. This is actually...
The women were like, no, dude, shut up.
Shh.
They're paying better attention to you than the trivia. So I think we got Chris here. Chris. Oh, one of the mods. Okay. Respect. Coming out, showing us support. It is correct. It's Willow Trading Post. That's where Russell had mentioned that they're currently building up some point of sale work through Clover, one of their partners. So, next question here, the last question we got for you guys today. What's up, bud? Dog's trying to say hi, he's trying to pot me over here.
What kind of dog is it?
Schnoodle, so he's like part schnauzer, part poodle.
Yeah.
A schnoodle.
We have an Alaskan Malamute.
Oh yeah, my friend who lives in BC, he's got one of those. His name's Blue. He's got one blue eye, one regular colored like hazel eye.
We have a large breed Alaskan Malamute. She's not even a year old.
He's a small one. He's only like 35 pounds, Blue. He's a little guy.
Oh yeah, that's like a husky.
Yeah, he's a baby compared to my dad had. He bred champion Great Pyrenees, like they were show dogs. And the male was like 145 pounds, and the female was like 95 to 100. Philo and Murrah were their two names, and they were One was a Canadian Grand Champion, and one was another one. Sorry, last question. How long has Russell been working on the Fetty brand? And we'll get back to dog talk. So yeah, 10 years is correct. Pampit, Mini Kishu, that is correct. So 0.1 VNB for FettyCoins.
Hey Sugar, is our contest timer thing up yet? He was doing a contest for buyers or something. I don't know if he's in voice and can talk. You can type though.
I think he's at the bottom there. Oh, he left there. I think he got dropped and he came back, so he's muted. I got him unmuted now. So I was going to just kind of wrap things up here, guys, by saying it was amazing having you guys on. I think the community really responded well to your energy, man, and your passion. We had a lot of comments in here even prior to the trivia actually starting, just about the project and the team and just how contagious it is, just listening to you guys and kind of learning about your journey, because it is very unique. I think Jenny touched on it best. We really try and highlight these utility, use case-based projects, especially in the AMAs, and it's really, really honestly refreshing to come across one that's a little bit of a lower cap, more of an enticing point of entry to kind of the general population. You know, sometimes when it gets over $1 million, people are like, oh, I missed it. And it's like, man, like, we're highlighting big projects. $1 million is nothing in like the scheme of things.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the BSC space. So I think the fact that we were able to get you on here around like 60 to 100K starting cap with the amount of time you've worked on the development and what you're really building up for future, like real world, like you said, we want this to be one of the biggest transactional projects in the space. So I think with what you're building up, the time you've built, and I think some of the outside social channels that you're building up in terms of the adult entertainment space and stuff is really, really impressive, to be honest, because the following you guys would have between your different social channels and then into the more crypto specific ones, that would be over like 500,000, I'm assuming. So that's a huge set of eyes on a project. And I mean, once you start allowing those real world followers to migrate into the project as Fetty starts to be utilized more for transactions and within the overall ecosystem, and the right like payment setup solutions are set up to allow that to happen, it's really interesting to see what the growth could be like, because even if you pull in 5 or 10% of that overall social following, that's 25 to 50,000 holders right there. So it's pretty crazy to think about that number just off the top of your head. Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of want to end on from my side. So I'll pass it to you for your closing remarks, but really appreciate the time, both to yourself and the girls, for being on here today.
First of all, I just want to say that I just want to thank you guys. I was insanely nervous prior to this, because I haven't really slept in like a million years. And I really liked the vibe of everything. I liked the vibe of, you know, what I was reading in the chat when I was talking, you know, the way that people were chatting and responding, and it actually, it helped me to be able to, you know, feel more comfortable and you just talk endlessly. So I really appreciate that, and that really means a lot, especially when people, you know, are asking, you know, legit questions, and, you know, but they're vibing with you too, you know. And that's, so Brian from Coin Launch, they were my first AMA, because Byron and I, you know, and Brian, we're all just talking, and it just hit. I was like, hey, I feel comfortable with you guys, you know. They didn't make me feel weird, you know, because of my job. Just like, you know, like no one cared. It was like, it's my job, you know, and that's what I did to build my organic reach, because that's what Jesus or whatever God you worship in, or not God you worship in, decided that that's what I was going to be really good at. So, yeah.
I mean, like that's the nice thing about crypto is I think it's such a overall very, very inclusive community people you get to talk to from all different parts of the world, different lifestyles, different backstories. Like everybody's kind of been through something unique, right? So it's really cool. And the last thing, I love that you touched on it, but the last thing we want to do here is make anybody feel uncomfortable or regardless of if it's language barrier, if it's anything, right? Like that's really, we're just trying to give you guys a nice, comfortable, open forum to highlight your project. And I think you did, and honestly, man, I think you did a great job today. I couldn't tell you were nervous. I don't know if anybody in the channel could tell you were nervous just by the way you talk and the passion that you speak with. So I just want to say thank you for making it so enjoyable for the channel to come out and listen to. And I know I'll be in the Telegram. We'll be in touch after throughout. I'll send you a DM after as well, just so that way we can kind of keep in touch and have that combo history.
Yeah.
And then because just kind of, I'm sure, like, funny thing is about the AMAs, if I have an AMA with somebody and I don't message the direct contact right away, I feel like one of the fake me's will message them and be like, hey bro, you need a follow-up post?
Yeah.
I got an AMA with you. And then you're just like, oh, the name looks the same, but we don't have a conversation history, so there's no actual way to tell.
Yeah.
So I always try and message everybody after, so at least if it's just like a hey or what's up, you could be like, nah, I've talked to that dude before, like we should have at least one message on file, right?
Yeah.
So I'll do that just to keep everybody safe.
You know, if you're on, FettyCoins, and that's where, a lot of your following was, you wouldn't have to worry about that because, the verified links, they would know. And
Exactly. You gotta plug it, man. So I really appreciate all the time. I'll let you guys go. Have a great rest of the day. I'm sure it's pretty cold up there in Alaska. I know even here in Toronto it's pretty bad. So I can just imagine what you're dealing with up there, man. So stay safe, stay warm, and we'll be in touch.
all right, I appreciate you guys, and you guys are awesome. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
See you, Russell. Cheers.
Alright, thank you guys.